On the desolate shores of Isla Sorna, there lies a predator which looks very mysterious and has a weird name too. The Piatnitzkysaurus. These weird predators, despite their weird looks, are actually a type of megalosaur, which is a very rare species for Ingen to create. The only other known Ingen megalosaur would be the Megalosaurus itself, but that's a species thought to be extinct. But as we said, this was recorded on Isla Sorna, so maybe it's different there. What is known for sure is that the Piatnitzkysaurus is a medium-sized theropod that, like I said earlier, has a very odd appearance, and for a couple different reasons. The Piatnitzkysaurus is primarily known from a waist, torso, and some bits of the head. Ingen would fill in these missing pieces with iguana DNA, crocodile DNA, and even cassowary. This combination created a creature that doesn't even look anything like the original species anymore, instead more looking like a hybrid. In fact, lots of people have actually thought that the Piatnitzkysaurus is a completely different dinosaur, the Carnotaurus. Besides the horns on the head, the fact that both dinosaurs are theropods probably didn't help with that confusion. Although there is an interesting story regarding the Piatnitzkysaurus when it comes to this confusion. In 1995, a group of biosyn technicians traveled to Isla Sorna to see what Ingen was up to. They ended up discovering the Piatnitzkysaurus and mistook it for a camouflaging Carnotaurus. They described a pair of the carnivores that kept stalking them over the course of several miles. Of course, for several years it was unknown exactly what they had seen, whether it was actually a camouflaging carno or not. But when the species was put in Jurassic World in 2010, we finally learned that it was in fact a Piatnitzkysaurus. However, they also said that it could camouflage. What's the explanation for that? Well, no, as it turns out, this tiny little megalosaur cannot change its colors like a chameleon. Instead, the Piatnitzkysaurus seems to be above intelligence when it comes to theropods, and that way it actually hides behind other green objects. It'll hide in swampy areas and large forests to try and hide in the bushes, waiting for prey to ambush it. Like the two biosyn technicians said, the Piatnitzkysaurus is a very dedicated hunter. It's been known to stalk its prey around the entire island before. Although the one thing about the report that seems somewhat odd is the fact they said there was two of these animals. Over the course of time that people have studied these creatures, Piatnitzkysaurus is never at all shown to be social. To put it simply, Piatnitzkysaurus is one of the most solitary animals we know Ingen has ever created. In fact, they're one of the few creatures Ingen's cloned that shows cannibalistic tendencies. Some people use this to say that the two animals those biosyn technicians saw was not Piatnitzkysaurus and was some other theropod. But one of the technicians was actually consulted and shown a picture of the Piatnitzkysaurus, to which they said it was indeed the animal they saw. And that puts the mystery to rest. But if this animal is on Isla Sorna, why would I be talking about it right now? I only really cover animals that are on the mainland. Well, reason being, in Turkey just the last week, a sighting came in for what they said was a Carnotaurus. Small, roughly 15 feet in length, green in color, and yellow horns. So, in other words, we will probably see this predator again. But until then, that's all I have for this episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile. Next time we'll be talking about a pterosaur, but until then, remember, if something chases you, run.